Peter Molyneux is famous for experimenting with AI in computer games. New scientists caught up with him recently at a conference in London to ask about his next big idea, emotion in games. So Peter, why do you want to get emotion into games?
Computer games have been around for a while now. They were the young kids on the block, where every game that came out represented a new leap forward in technology. There was 3D this, and there was, the first person shooter we had, and all of those things. Well, that innovational curve has kind of slowed down now. And my whole point is, if we really want to introduce a new level of innovation into computer games, then it's things like emotion that are important. It's getting you to feel things when you play a computer game that you've never felt before.
Like what?
Like, this is a big one. Like, how does it feel to be loved by something in a computer game? I felt what it feels like to be hated by things in a computer game countless times. I felt the emotion of wanting to kill things and destroy things, but what about caring for something?
What are you doing differently to make that happen?
The first thing is firstly to give you something to care about, and something that cares about you. I just gave a talk about this dog, and we put an awful lot of AI and empathy into a dog, which is highly, highly attentive and empathetic to what you're doing, that has got a mind that is partially formed by the very actions that you take in the game.
Okay, but I'm supposed to be playing a game here, so why should I spend time caring about a virtual dog?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, I think you're right. If this thing is just a burden to you, or it's just it's like a flower, it's nice to look at, you're not going to care about it. If he does something for you that is useful, that you perhaps can't do yourself, then you're going to care about it a little bit more. And there's some things that the dog uniquely does. He's a guide. He helps you. He kind of knows where you're going, and he'll tend you towards the right place to go. He will give you hints about characters within the game that you perhaps wouldn't have. All the dog has to do is, look up and scratch the ground a little bit, and that's sort of, this person must be upset, or he has to just growl or raise his teeth a little bit, and you've got a feeling about that.
Real dogs can be a bit of a burden, so how realistic will this dog be?
What I don't want players to do is to think like this. I don't want them to think, oh God, I've got to look after my dog now. I've got to go to this shop and buy this food because he's hungry.
Isn't that part of having an emotional attachment to something?
When you first get the dog, then you should feed him, because that is. But then when you have to feed him all the time, it just becomes routine and it just becomes tedious. And this is where reality, this is where emotion breaks away from reality. I can remember yesterday playing with my dog, but I can't remember feeding him.
So how have people reacted to the dog?
The wives of one of the developers at Lionhead came in, and I thought, oh great, I'll try to see what she thinks of the dog. I knew she didn't play any computer games. At that particular time, it was particularly easy to hurt the dog. It's a feature that we've kind of removed now. And she was going, oh hello, he's cute, oh it's lovely, and when I was, especially when I was touching the dog, it was, she was really getting it, she really understood it, and I talked her through all this. And then I happened to do something particularly aggressive as a dog, and she became physically angry with me.
What did you do?
I kind of hit it slightly aggressively with a rather large stick. It kind of looked like I was beating the dog, but she physically turned round, and it was a physical reaction. It wasn't, she hadn't thought about it, it was physically she'd reacted, as if she'd seen a dog hit in real life.
Are there any emotional responses you'd rather avoid?
I think this emotion in gaming opens the lid of something which is very interesting, and we ask ourselves, is there any emotions we don't want to show? There's some very unsavoury emotions in that tin. But at the moment, I kind of want to show them all. After all, books and films talk about just about every emotion.